So I missed creating MCU content and I was bored, to be honest, a bit. And here's my content. Here's my ranking of the MCU shows so far. We have She-Hulk coming in like in a week or two. We have I Am Groot. Daredevil is getting his own show on MCU. Season 2 Loki is currently filming, and we also have some tease about Moon Knight Season 2. In this podcast, I decided to share my ranking of the MCU shows so far. I start with the worst and I'll finish with the best. Number 7, Miss Marvel. I already said too many things about Miss Marvel and I killed that show because, to be honest, it is by far the weakest show of the MCU, and because it was streaming on Disney Plus and at the same time we had Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was a bit obvious that even MCU and Disney Plus did not have enough faith to this TV show. And the best thing that came out of that show was Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel. Other than Iman Vellani, the show was just a complete downfall from the first episode, which was good, to the end, which ended really bad. And I hope from now on, whenever I see Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel, she is in something that she deserves. Number 6, What If. I'm not sure that if What If was simultaneous with Wandavision when it wanted to air or not, but I never liked What If, and before Miss Marvel it was my least favorite show because it was completely unnecessary. It wasn't something good. I know they wanted to test some things, for example if they were all zombies, or if, for example, Doctor Strange, instead of losing his hands, he lost Christine, that was the best episode of it. I think it's episode 4. The rest of the TV show felt really unnecessary and, to be honest, bad. The best things that came out of that TV show for me was the Doctor Strange episode, and I had the chance to listen to Chadwick Boseman's voice, T'Challa, on that TV show. And these two are the best things that came out of it. I wanted this TV show to work itself in other projects of Marvel. So far it didn't happen, and What If Season 2 is coming and I don't know how to feel about it. Number 5, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier, none of them, to be honest, were my favorite characters, and the fact that they got the show was a bit surprising at the end when Falcon became Captain America, because I really loved Chris Evans as Captain America. Captain America is a character that I didn't care for much, and with Chris Evans things were a bit different. I mean, Anthony Mackie, I don't see it yet. Maybe in the future this will change. But except for the protagonists that I didn't like, I had a problem with the story and the logic of the story, because it became so serious all of a sudden, and the way that it was handled, it was way too simple. They created a huge problem and they fixed it in the simplest way. And I also have to mention that it didn't even have a good villain. That guy who replaced Captain America in the first and second episode, I guess, or maybe second and third, he was really good, but it turned out that he's not the main bad guy, the main villain. I really wanted to see that storyline going on, but the show changed the course and something different happened, which was just not my cup of tea. Number 4, Hawkeye. Hawkeye was really interesting because Hawkeye was that underdog, that person who didn't have superpowers, the heart of the group, and I was really happy when I heard that he is going to have his own show, because I didn't think even MCU and Kevin Feige and Disney Plus thought of creating a Hawkeye TV show, because he was such a low-key character. He wasn't even that cool. I mean, he was just a guy with a bow and arrow, and that's it. And the fact that they wanted to make a TV show about it was interesting enough. Hawkeye was a really pleasant surprise, and I loved that Vincent D'Onofrio reprised his role as Kingpin, which was extremely good. My eyes popped out because I really loved Vincent D'Onofrio in Daredevil. The storyline was good, the characters were likable, were relatable. Kate Bishop was a good introduction to the show, to the MCU, and the way she was introduced was really cool. And yeah, it was a fine TV show with good reasons and good storyline, and I was really happy that Hawkeye got the time that he needed and he deserved. Number 3, Wandavision. Wandavision and Loki are the two shows that has the most effects on the MCU in the phase 4, 5 or 6. Even though it was the first MCU TV show, it was so novel, it was so new. At the end, it did go to that MCU comfort zone in the final episode, but from the first episode to the last episode, it was so intriguing. It used different kind of sitcoms. It was so different. I mean, there are some things that should have been mentioned, for example about the Vision stuff, and although they weren't addressed, it was still pretty good. Wanda in that TV show was the protagonist and the antagonist at the same time. It was so fun, it was so good. It was in the time when I realized Marvel is really doing something good with these TV shows. I mean, the rest of the TV shows were a bit disappointing, I could say, compared to WandaVision as far as the creativity and novelty are concerned, but they were good, but Wanda was something really different. Number 2, Loki. As I said, this is a personal list, so I'm going with Loki. Loki, again, like Wanda, as I said, it is one of those TV shows that has the most effects on the MCU. We saw Kang the Conqueror in that TV show for the first time in the final episode, and it was pretty good. And to be honest, the storyline was interesting enough, even though it felt like they are milking it, but it was good. I mean, I could turn off the logic of my mind and the timelines and other stuff to enjoy the show because the characters were likable. Tom Hiddleston is just the perfect casting as Loki, and Sylvie was pretty good. And needless to say that we had Owen Wilson. I mean, who doesn't like Owen Wilson? It was a good show with a good plot, with a good twist, and yeah, it was really interesting. I don't know what to say. I watched it a long time ago. I don't want to go step by step. It is just my number 2. It's really good. And before we talk about number 1, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Number 1, Moon Knight. Moon Knight has so many flaws, and I accept that. And with those flaws, I still really like it. I know about the messed up plot. I know about third character Jake Lockley and all of those bad things that people say about Moon Knight. I agree with them, all of them. But for a TV show who wanted to introduce a new hero into MCU, it was a pretty solid introduction of Moon Knight, and Oscar Isaac killed it. I know again at the end it was in the Marvel comfort zone, a huge thing happening in the sky and people are going nuts, but with all the flaws of the show, I really liked it. The actors were pretty good, the plot was pretty good, and the fact that the protagonist had problems, had mental problems, made the show interesting and raised so many questions. And as I said before, the show did not answer all of the questions, but it was pretty good. What is your order and ranking of the MCU shows? If you have anything to say, just comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know if I said it or not. And yeah, that's it as always. Thanks. Bye.